Guys, welcome back to another video. There seems to be a dark resonance that's sweeping the entire Earth, and it seems like within the last 4 days that resonance has been intensified. We were in the middle of a 60-hour geomagnetic storm that stemmed from a solar superhalo that made a direct impact on the Earth that appears to have strengthened this dark resonance that's now stirred up earthquake swarms up in Idaho, as if the magma underneath the ground is responding to this resonance. We've seen an increase in volcanic activity. We've seen an increase in earthquake activity, as you can clearly see by the evidence of the earthquake swarm in Idaho. There's been earthquake activity over here at the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera. We've seen Mount Etna erupt. We've seen more activity from Mount Kilauea on the Big Island of Hawaii. There's also evidence of volcanic activity up here in Idaho. So there very well could be pockets of magma underground that may be responding to this dark energy that's been stirred up by the very powerful superstorm that lasted 60 hours and is creating more and more of these flashing lights that are sweeping the Earth. In this video alone, I'm going to take you guys to Canada, Mexico, US, UK, Australia, and Brazil. We're going to come back and take a look at that here in a moment. But I wanted to show you guys something up here in Idaho that you may not know. There's evidence of volcanic activity all over southern Idaho. This is an old lava field right here. It's called Craters of the Moon National Monument. Here's more evidence of lava flow, again in Idaho. Lava flow, Idaho. Lava flow, Idaho. It becomes lava when it reaches the surface. It's magma when it's under the surface. And since there's so much evidence of lava on the surface, I'm wondering if there's a pocket of magma up here that's responding to the recent flurry of geomagnetic storm activity that we've seen here recently and the ongoing dark resonance that's sweeping the Earth. Very well could be. And this is also very close to the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera, 250 miles away. The swarm activity seemed to intensify on June 1st, the same day as the geomagnetic storm. We also saw some activity over here at the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera. In fact, we're going to go there right now, and you can see the busiest part of the caldera is the closest part to Idaho, over here in the northwestern quadrant. You can see earthquake activity at Maple Creek, Horse Butte. There's also earthquake activity up here along the northern entrance and down here in the southern part of the caldera. So a lot of activity at Yellowstone, and obviously a lot of activity in Idaho. So there very well could be a pocket of magma between the Yellowstone supervolcano and the earthquake swarm that's currently ongoing right now as I do this video that's responding to the dark energy. I want to take you guys now to the skies of Chile. Check this out. Could this be partially responsible for the dark energy that's sweeping the Earth, or could these simply be something else? They look kind of big. They probably wouldn't even have been visible if it weren't for the clouds, but here we go. Eureka out of Santiago, Chile, noticed these in the sky as she was filming the colors in the sky in the vicinity of the sun. Check this out. These probably wouldn't even have been visible if it wasn't for the clouds. They look like dark objects parked above the sun. Look at that. Isn't that strange? Could they be producing a dark resonance that we just can't see, but the Earth is responding to this resonance in many different ways? Earthquake swarms, volcanic eruptions, electricity acting unusual in the form of flashing lights, malfunctioning monitors, malfunctioning street lights. Then we've got these dark objects that were spotted above the sun down in Santiago, Chile. Look at that. Almost look like black moons or something like that. Are they part of something bigger? I don't know. I found those very, very fascinating. I want to take you guys now to multiple locations around the world. We're up to 630 unique locations here in the United States, over 1,500 globally. Huge update going around the world. We're going down to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. First video I've received from South America, and it's from Brazil. Check this out. Jose sent this in from 6/2 of 2025, right in the middle of the strong geomagnetic storm. They noticed flashing lights down in Rio de Janeiro. First video again out of Brazil. Video number 2 out of Alberta, Canada, sent in by Kim, May 31st of 2025, as the geomagnetic storm was beginning. Notice these lights flickering on the front of this building that aren't normally flickering. Example number 3, going to Lee Summit, Missouri. Brian Carpenter. Notice the lights at his apartment complex at the top of the buildings, all of the buildings, flashing. And they're normally just on. They don't normally flash like this. And these two were flashing right around the beginning of the geomagnetic storm. Going down to Mexico, June 1st of 2025. I think this dark resonance was in full force on June 1st down in Mexico. Look at this. An entire city block, maybe two, of flashing lights. There's no way that could be a bulb problem. That's a grid issue right there. Unbelievable. Several lights spanning possibly 2 city blocks flashing for unknown reasons during the geomagnetic storm. K2, Richmond, Virginia, May 2nd of 2025. This was around a month ago. She noticed not only one, but 2 signs on 2 different buildings malfunctioning, and those buildings are on their own separate circuits. Here's example number 6, another sign malfunctioning. 6/1 of 2025, right as the geomagnetic storm began. Buckner, Missouri, Robin B. Notice this building sign malfunctioning. This light is normally just on. It's normally a light gold, but for some reason, on the night of the geomagnetic storm, this dark resonance was sweeping the earth, apparently turning lights multicolored. Example number 7 out of Longview, Texas. This video was taken this morning by Jeffrey Smith, 6/4 of 2025. He said the lights over here at this water treatment facility never flash, but this morning, for some reason, they were flashing. He'd never seen that before. Example number 8, Janet Ogletree, 6/2 of 2025, right in the middle of the geomagnetic storm, Salt Lake City, Utah. She couldn't help but notice this light at a truck stop in Salt Lake City, Utah. Janet has shared multiple videos with me from across the country as she's a over-the-road truck driver, and she's seen several of these flashing lights all across the Midwestern United States, going from Salt Lake City to New Jersey. Andres, 5/29 of 2025. Notice this light here malfunctioning for unknown reasons. He says this light is normally just on. He's never seen it behave like that. And example number 10, Lakewood, Colorado. Dwayne, 5:30 of 2025 at 7 a.m. The light in his house above the crown molding started malfunctioning, and it's never done this before. Rogue and random, you never know when or where this is going to show up. Going from Colorado down to Alabama, Madison, Alabama. Susie, 6/3 of 2025, right in the middle of the very strong geomagnetic storm. Notice these lights here flashing at 2:30 in the morning, and they're normally just on. Never seen them flash before like that. This next example is out of Palm Springs, California by Tiana, who noticed multiple flashing lights just the other day, May 31st of 2025, that she said she's never seen behave like this. They were flickering and flashing very fast for unknown reasons. Next example out of Florissant, Missouri by Joseph, the purple light phenomena. We understand that there could be a faulty component with these lights that's causing them to turn purple, but why are they going bad at the same time? Why not one here, one there? When we see these purple lights, they're normally in big clusters like this. And sometimes along highways, I've seen a stretch of highway that was 1.5 miles long, maybe longer, of solid purple lights. Super bizarre indeed. Sometimes these get so bright, they'll turn the ground purple, like you see right there, maybe a building, vehicles in a parking lot. Example number 14, more purple lights out of Maine. Adrian was driving down the road and noticed a series of purple lights. There were 3 right there in a row as she was driving down the highway and happened to catch these 3 purple lights in Bangor, Maine. And example number 15, going down to Newcastle, Australia. Robert, February 14th of 2025, looked up and saw a series of purple lights, not just one, but a series, and then multiple flashing lights on the ceiling of this building that he was in. I think he was on an escalator there. And finally, going over to the United Kingdom, Brett out of Bolton, UK, as the geomagnetic storm started, 6/1 of 2025. He came up on this tunnel, some sort of an underground walkway with multiple flashing lights on the ceiling. Again, this is sweeping the earth. I just took you guys to the northern and southern hemispheres and many places in between. And coming over here to the homepage of the website, today's feature photo was sent in by Barbara out of Connecticut. Yes, the wildfire smoke has easily made its way to Connecticut, influencing the sunsets, turning the sky dark brown, acting as a solar filter. Thanks for the photos and videos, guys. Keep them coming. If you guys have any photos you'd like to share, you can send those to report reports at MrMBB333.com. If you guys have any videos you'd like to share that are too large to attach to the email, come over here to the homepage of the website, look for this red tab that says Have a Large Video. It's a Dropbox. Drag and drop your videos into the Dropbox. Please include your first name, date, and location, and I'll take it from there. Thanks for watching. Have a super day, and be safe out there.